Hello all, welcome to Ambari Cloud YouTube channel, part of Ambari Cloud LLM class. Today I'm going to discuss Pandas AI and Spark data frame, then Snowflake data frame, and multiple data frames, how we're going to use it. What is this Pandas AI? So part of Python language, we have a Pandas data frame. You can, process Parquet files or read from Snowflake, and once you build a data frame, you can build your pipelines. It's a part of data engineering in Pandas is where you can, integrate with LLM, then you can query with natural language. So here is an open source library that enhance Pandas library by integrating artificial intelligence, particularly LLM, and then to enable natural language interaction. So that means you can ask, what is the top salespeople, how many employees are there in a particular city, what is the top customer, those kind of, right? So you read your table from Snowflake or from Iceberg, and then you build your data frame using Pandas API. Then you can execute your queries through a natural language. So natural language, like here, what is the average sales per region? Then of course we can integrate with various LLMs, and then you can also use the matplot and or Seaborn to build your visualization. Okay. So I'm going to walk through demos, and before getting in, then I have 3 tables: exam scores, students, and address, created from Iceberg through Spark Iceberg. Why Iceberg? Part of data engineering, we have another class, open lakehouse on white recipes. There we will be emphasizing a lot of Iceberg and data engineering. Iceberg is becoming an open lake house, and then one should learn as if you are a data engineer. Okay, so let's get into. So here my libraries, and here we're gonna use Pandas, Pandas library here, Pandas, then Pandas OpenAI, like LangChain OpenAI. Pandas also has OpenAI API, and then your Pandas, the data frame, and then Snowflake connector here. So just keep in mind. So in this example, right, we're gonna use Spark, right, and we're gonna read the Iceberg table, and then we're gonna walk through that. So here I'm going to get my API key because I'm using OpenAI. So once I get LLM, then what we do is we're gonna integrate that LLM with Pandas AI. So here simply, you just get your key and then instantiate the OpenAI and set the Pandas configuration. So okay, and then I'm going to start my Spark session. Okay, here where I'm going to read Iceberg table. Okay, then I'm going to read the score table. Okay, then I'm going to, okay, let's see the data. Then I'm going to since this is a Spark, we need to convert into Pandas API. So Pandas data frame. And let's go to my students data. Okay. Then also I'm going to convert into Pandas. So part of Pandas, there's a data frame API where you can attach your Pandas data frame. So very simple. Once you got the data frames Spark, you're going to convert, you attach to your the Pandas AI. It's called smart data frame, they call, right? So here my score Pandas API, my name's Pandas API. Then here, so if you look at here, how many rows are there? You can. So now look at this one, Pandas API and chart. Then you simply combine these two data frames. So now look at, this is one table, this is one table based on your queries, right? You can combine all these tables here based on your queries. Let's say you want to know the score and their names. Yes, definitely you can use both, but you just want the top score, then use only score data frame. So as you add more and more data frames, your performance will become slower, but it depends on your use case. I suggest use so here one advantage I see here is each table is a data frame and bring together. You don't have to do any joins by yourself. Okay, so otherwise you have to do exam score, student ID, and the name student ID is joined, right? But the AI, Pandas AI, the LLM will does the joins for us. Okay, let's run this one. Okay, it's a little bit slower because I'm based on my Mac here. Then here, who has the top score? And then, since I gave it to don't show the graph, and then I gave those two here. Okay. Now, if you look at here, he did the join, right? The Bob, right? 101, right? Has the top score. So it does all the join. Let's try, okay? And, just you only who has the top score. Just the number, right? So as you add your data frame, let's say you have address, right? You add that address, and then it will also display the address for you. Okay. So you see the beauty of here, right? You just read your table as it is, right? Your data, or maybe let's say you have data in CSV file or Parquet files, read it as is, and then you build your data frames, and you just basically create your Pandas API data frames, and you just chat it. Most easier. And then you are using your Python code here. You're not using any other Snowflake or your other engines here. So once you got the data, then in the future videos, I will show that you can, once you build your data frames, Pandas data frame, you can push it, you can store it, then you can push it, also can reuse it. They can use these, they can add prompts and all that stuff. So practice on these prompts, because sometimes this Pandas API is still evolving and then it's in the early stage. But you can walk through and keep trying, make sure that you have a proper prompt. Okay, as said, then let's go to the Snowflake here, right? Here exactly same, and I'm going to still establish my OpenAI key and then attach to my Pandas AI. Then this is my Snowflake connector, right? My user ID, password, my Snowflake account, and my database and database virtual warehouse, my schema. Then I'm going to open a cursor, and then I'm going to execute my query on my cell test table, right? And yeah, so I'm executing the same thing again. Now, okay, so then I'm going to build my data frame. Okay, so here my Pandas data frame, and then you're fetching the cursor here. Now then I'm going to chart how many rows are there. Okay, so now here I read the data from Snowflake, but I'm the data analysis in Pandas AI. So I'm not here. Here I'm not using Snowflake engine. I'm using my Pandas, my laptop, my Python program here. Now let's say find the total group by nation, and then show, and also group by nation, show top 5. Okay, so let's run it. Okay, so I have, if you look at here, 6,000 rows, and then this is my, then I want to group by nation key and the total amount, and then only show the top 5. Okay, so this is how you build. Very easy, right? All you have to do is just learn about build your data frame, Pandas data frame, right? And attach to your Pandas API, and then API data frame, then you're ready to go to chart on your this is not a data frame, this is it's a data frame. Then you're basically you're charting on the data frame. Let's try another example, multi data frames, right? So this is very simple example, right? So here exactly same thing. Think about, I have a employee data, salary data, address data. As we go here my score data, then my students, and then my address here, right? Same example, but here I just kind of hard coded, right? So I'm going to create my data here. I'm going to convert into data frames here. So now employee data frame, salary data frame, address data frame. So my data is, so this data can be from Snowflake or Iceberg or any other data source based on your connector. Maybe if you're Spark, you're using a Spark session. Once we establish, now I have looked at 3 tables so independently. Now I'm going to query on it. This basically here, and so previous example, I'm querying directly, if you have multiple data frames, you're going to use Pi. But if you have a single data frame, right, you can just directly on the data frame. You don't have to, you can do that, but you can do it directly on the data frame here. So, but if you have multiple data frames, right, then you can do individual chart on this data frame, or if you want to combine all, then you're going to use the PI here directly from, where is that? Here, the Pandas AI. Then here I'm combining my 3 data frames. Then here, who paid the most? Then here I want to find out the salary and then employee ID, then go to the address and then do things. Okay, I want everything. Okay, so here, the Alvia is making highest salary, right? Now here I use all 3. Now let's look at which state has more employees. Okay, so the TG Telangana has for more employees here in this example, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that's why. Then show all Chicago employees. Okay, so showing all the Chicago employees. So here in then let's say I'm going to run all the same thing, but it doesn't make any sense if we don't have address asking for show all the Chicago employees. But then here I don't need salary, for example, then I can remove the salary. Then William is from Chicago, but not salary. So look at this one, 3 tables based on your prompt and based on your attachment to your data frames attaching to the Pandas AI, it builds the queries, right? So very easy to use. And then I suggest to definitely learn about this Pandas AI. You will get some exposure to LLM. Then next is then dive into the LLM, Ambari Cloud LLM. There you can, that you can have a very good base understanding of LLMs, like in vectorization, document splits, and then what is chains, agents and all that stuff. Then you can become an expert in either in Databricks AI or Snowflake AI. You can jump directly into Snowflake and Databricks AIs, but if you learn all these things, you can be more efficient when you are getting into Snowflake ML engineer or Databricks ML engineer. So reach out to me. Any questions? I will upload this one to into YouTube. Any questions? Eskondapalli@ambaricloud.com. Thank you. Bye now.